What's going on, guys? So you decided to join the Army, and right now you're going through that phase where you're trying to pick your MOS, but you don't really know what to pick because maybe you don't know what you like, or you don't know what MOS is going to help you after the military. So in the civilian life, which MOS is going to help you? And today I'm going to talk about that. So recently I've gotten a few questions about picking an MOS because it seems like right now my channel has now started to transition into the next year of future soldiers. So recently when I first started this channel, or first started making Army videos back in April of this year, that was kind of the beginning of the 2017 soldiers leaving for basic training. And now I'm starting to see people saying that they're leaving or wanting to leave next summer. So they're in high school and they're not going to leave until 2018. So you guys are going through this phase where you're trying to pick your MOS. My little brother, who is a junior in high school, he's wanting to enlist into the military, and he's looking through MOSs and stuff, and he's going through the same issues right now that I went through at first when you're just looking through GoArmy.com and you're trying to look through all these different jobs and MOSs and you don't know which one to pick. And then on top of that, you're wanting to think long term, or at least you should be thinking long term. So if you're wanting to be in the military for 4 years and get out, or you're wanting to be in the military for 20 years and get out, either way, you're going to be in the military and then at some point you're going to leave. So which career path or MOS are you going to pick that's going to best benefit you in the civilian life after the military? That's a really important question. If you haven't thought about that, that's something you do have to think about. And people who are in the military for a really long time go through the same thing, and they have to transition out of the military and go into the civilian life, and their job, their experience and stuff will help them whenever they transition. So which job, which MOS should you actually pick that's going to be best for you in civilian life after the military? So I think I have a fairly unique opinion on this, or kind of unique opinion on this, and which MOS you should pick, in that it almost doesn't really matter what MOS you pick as far as what's going to benefit you in the civilian life. I've heard this from a few of my higher ups, and my PMS at ROTC talked about this before, I think 2 weeks ago, in that when you're in the military, regardless of your MOS, you're going to learn different leadership skills, you're going to learn different organizational skills, you're going to learn how to deal with people, and you're not only going to learn how to deal with people, you're going to learn how to deal with people in stressful situations. You're going to learn how to deal with time hacks, right? So you're going to learn all these business skills, all these personal development skills that are going to build you up into being a very professional person after the military. And that is really key, because that is just across the board. No matter what MOS you are, if you're supply, if you're transportation, if you're infantry, if you're signal like myself, whatever MOS you pick, you're going to be built up. Those professional skills are going to be built up. Your personal relationship skills with dealing with planning some kind of training event or going through some kind of training event. At some point, you're going to be put at, no matter what rank you're in, at some point you're going to be put in some leadership position that a lot of you guys, especially if you're in high school, you may have never been in a leadership position where just all of a sudden you're thrown into this position where you're in charge of this event, or you have to figure out this one little section of the event and you're in charge of 4, 5, 6 people. Some people have never experienced that. Some people, they go through high school, they go through college, and they don't really have any experience dealing with groups, dealing with people, dealing with real problems and real life situations that you don't really encounter in school. They're just a project, oh, I'm a team leader for this project, when nobody really cares about it. But when you have that real experience dealing with a problem, dealing with a real world situation, that is really beneficial as far as real world experience. And what I just previously touched on before with my PMS, he had talked to us a little bit about the jobs, and right now we're about to get our branches for the Army. So I just got my component, which is the Army Reserves, which is what I was given, what I wanted. And in November, so in about exactly a month, I'm going to find out which branch I'm going to get, which is, more than likely the signal branch, hopefully cyber. But as of right now, I'm having I'm just like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I'm about to get assigned a branch by the Army, right? I've picked my top 3 choices, but I'm not necessarily the one picking them. Well, as far as the civilian side goes, right, your military experience is going to help you get that job, okay? So if you're picking an MOS and it might not even be anywhere near related to the career that you want to have after the military, if you join infantry, and let's say you make it up and you go up to staff sergeant or something, and that experience that you get leading people is going to help you when you transition out of the military and you want to get a job. You're going to be much more likely to get like a management position job where you're going to get paid more, right? Because you're going to be used to those management skills. You're going to have those skills already developed that employers are looking for. So something that I want you guys to think about when you're picking your MOS is, number one, you want to pick something that is somewhat related to what you like, right? So what are your interests? Are you interested in computers like myself? Well then, something tech related, because for me, ever since I was a little kid, I like taking apart electronics, just kind of seeing all the components and stuff like that. In high school, I took an electronics engineering class, so technology has always interested me, so I picked a technology field whenever I joined a couple of years ago. For you, you could like, just blowing things up or working on vehicles. You maybe like mechanical stuff. Pick something that is in the general sphere of what you want. It does not have to be the direct correlation, right? So if I want to be X job, I don't have to pick another job in the military that directly correlates with that. Just something similar in the same field would be preferable. But what I don't want you guys to get too caught up into is how this Army MOS has to directly correlate to a civilian job, because what does directly correlate in every situation is the experience, the management opportunities, the working with other people and dealing with problem solving and situations. Those are the things that actually matter in the real world. Some of you guys may be a little bit older and you're maybe wanting to join the military, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So in the real world, so like after high school, after college, and I have a job currently that's, a job, but I'm still technically finishing my last year of college. But there's things that matter, and then there's things that don't matter as much, okay? So one of the things that don't really matter as much, as hard it is to believe, is like kind of book knowledge. So some of these things like book knowledge, like it's okay, like it's good to have, but it's not necessarily a necessity right off the bat. So it's things that are good to know, but those are things that are going to be learned with experience, right? So the more experience you have, the better. But the biggest thing is just your people skills, your management skills, and being able to deal with certain things, because you can know everything there is to know about a given topic. You can know everything, like everything there is to know. But if you can't communicate that effectively with another person, if you are put in charge of a project and you don't know how to get a group of people to be on task and do their thing to get the whole job and accomplished, then the whole project is going to fail. It doesn't matter what you know. If you can't work with other people, if you can't manage other people, if you can't understand what your strengths and weaknesses are compared to the group, then things might fail. And that's also just a side note that I want to touch on. When you join the military, in my opinion, you're really going to learn some of your strengths and weaknesses. There's certain things that you might be doing right now and you're just like, oh, well, I'm really good at this, I'm really good at that, and I don't really know what I'm not good at. For me personally, when you join the military, you're going to be pushed to your limit, both physically and mentally, and you're going to learn your physical barriers and you're going to learn your mental barriers, and maybe some like communication barriers that you might come into. So that's something that's very key, and you're going to build on that. You're going to get better at that, and once you start thinking about transitioning out of the military, that is something that is key that employers are going to be looking for. They honestly, they really don't even understand the whole MOSs. They don't understand what this certain job is or whatever, because your Army MOS, your job in the military, is really just, focused on the military. So even for a tech guy, a lot of the stuff that I know as far as the military goes, like, it's all just related to the military, and some of the things that I've learned, like how to set up a VSAT satellite and certain things like that, I'm not going to use on the civilian world. But just the general area concentration that I've been in, and then the experience that I have, people know, hey, he's in the Army, he's doing good things, he's a lot more reliable than some Joe Schmo that, I don't really know much about. So being in the military, just point blank period, is going to help you in the civilian life. So I wanted to make this video just to talk to you guys a little bit about this specific topic, and how the military itself is almost enough to get you that foot in the door. The military itself, being a part of the military, the Army specifically for this video, is going to show people that you're trustworthy, that you're reliable, that you're organized, that you have been in stressful situations and you can deal with them. Those are like super key things. Sorry for the computer, but those are super key things that people are looking for. And it doesn't matter what MOS you pick, you're gonna build on those things and be more successful than if you hadn't joined the military, in my opinion. So that's it for this video, just a little topic that I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, that would be awesome. Hit that like button. And if you have any comments or questions or anything, leave your comments down below. If you aren't following me on Instagram or Snapchat and you want to do that, the links are in the description. And a lot of people like to hit me up on Instagram. It's really nice and convenient for me, because like YouTube doesn't send me notifications or anything when somebody sends me a message or requests a message. So if you want to just have a conversation with me, talk with me, ask me a question, Instagram is kind of where it's at. People also message me on Snapchat, but I definitely reply to a lot on Instagram. So if you want to get in touch with me, Instagram is where it's at. And yeah, if you want to stick around for some more videos, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.